Hi there, Dr. Young. Good afternoon. So I like to often, if I can't meet in person with someone or we haven't gotten to that point yet, I just wanted to give you some information on some of what I'm sending you in the mail. You're gonna receive a few books, probably next week by the time they get there. At any rate, both of them come with MindTap, which is an online resource, but it also is inclusive of an ebook. So a lot of instructors that are using our college success books are just using the digital portion because it actually brings the cost down dramatically. So I've actually set up an instructor resource account for you so that you can review these. And we can go from there if you have questions or if I can present to the group of instructors, that would be great as well. But I've loaded both books or two of the selections for you. We have a couple, but according to what you were using, I think that these might be good substitutes. This first one is our Stanley book, and the MindTap portal is right here. I'm going to show you that in just a second. The second one is the Downing book, which is one of the market leaders right now and used widely across the state as well as the nation. But this is our Downing book, and I've created a sample course for you here as well. I'm going to go to the other book though, because I want to show you MindTap for both of these books. And again, MindTap is the digital platform. It can be integrated into Canvas seamlessly. And it starts to students as low as $39 directly. So through the book, even through the bookstore for that access. And then there's different various options, but I think that students now for the book you're using look like they're paying maybe 65 for the used book on its own. So I just want to give you a quick tour of what this looks like. I've created a course for you right here already. MindTap self-populates. So if you wanted to create a course, you just simply click create the course, enter a little bit of information, and then give the students the course information to get in, which I can show you later. I just want to, again, quick tour of what MindTap is so that you can get an overview, and then we can explore it hopefully in more depth. I always kind of describe it as an ebook that comes to life because the ebook lives within this as well. It's all accessible from a student's iPhone or a mobile device because there is a MindTap app. So MindTap looks the same for students as it does for the instructors, except that instructors have the ability to customize everything that you see, including the point value, the name of a chapter, the name of an activity. Everything can be reordered. And then, of course, populate start and end date so that students can't get into things until you're ready for them, etc. I'll show you how that works in just a second. We first have MindTap, how to use it. So students can go in and get a quick tour of how that they would use MindTap successfully. The first folder that we have is kind of take charge of success, and these are some self-assessments. This first one is what we call our CSFI, and it's a self-evaluation. And you can actually click into any of these things and begin to explore yourself. But what we do is this is something that we measure students based upon 10 areas of growth. And it only takes a second to pop up. Here we go. 10 areas of growth from time management to money management to family support, etc., etc. And students would go in and it would probably take them about 15 minutes to go through and answer the questions for each of these. And at the end of those, we would give them a kind of a report where students would be able to see where their strengths and weaknesses are as far as being a successful college student. They might have weaknesses in time management, and if that's the case, we would give them some remediation that would help them. But the very benefit of this is that it starts with kind of what is a pre-test, and that's this one right here, where students get in, get that score. The instructor, the great thing is the instructor receives the trend of the class, or they receives that information. So can maybe tailor their lesson on, majority of this section is having a hard time with money management. So I'm going to spend a little more time on that, or utilizing resources utilizing resources, et cetera, et cetera. So this is, and then at the end of the term, they would retake the post-test of the CSFI, and they would be able to see where they've grown. So the points are assessed just based upon taking the assignment. Again, these are just kind of self-assessments. And we have a setting your goals, and then we have an academic career plan. Some of these are actually controlled through what we call Pathbright, which is a career portfolio or school portfolio where students can build their portfolio for themselves or for career-wise. They have access to it after the course is over. So some of these assignments funnel into a school portfolio that they can utilize afterward. So that's the first folder. And again, this is going to be the same with many of our other books. They just vary a little bit. So then you see how we have this parsed into assignments, and then we have the same activities that'll be uniform within each assignment, so students know what to expect. If I expand an assignment, I'm going to see my chapter reading and quiz. So if I open this, I have my chapter reading. Students can actually go right into the ebook within any given chapter that I'm on through this, what we call learning path here. They can also access the full ebook right here where they could search by page number, key term, etc. But if I go into the ebook just to kind of show you how it's utilized, students can actually change font size. They can print pages, bookmark pages. They can have the ebook read to them. So if I click my read speaker, I have my speaker on the is being read to me. But additionally, I can take notes and highlights right directly in the ebook. The notes and highlights are then actually saved directly on the page. Here on the right side where we have the study hub, and then we organize the notes and highlights by chapter where students can print them and they can create customized study guides based upon those notes and highlights. So students have that chapter ebook first, then we'll have a chapter quiz. Sometimes this is it's a low stakes quiz. It might be let's just get your understanding of what the concepts will be that are covered in the chapter. And then we have a lot of activities after that. So here, for instance, it's Connect Tours with Campus. And we're trying, these are assignments that are getting students to figure out, where to utilize or how to utilize resources, where to find those resources. And it's really funny. My daughter's a freshman in college and she's taking a class like this. And so I'm actually seeing the benefit. And I'm protective of her trying to figure out what's what, but she's really learning a lot through this method as well. Not the same program, but she's using something like this. And again, achieving goals and setting goals. Freshmen or most of the students that are taking these classes are so overwhelmed with just even getting organized. Like again, I'm seeing in my daughter trying to remind her she's got to check her email every day and things like that for updates from her instructors. So they're going to see a same uniform perspective in each chapter. So for instance, then if I go into chapter 3, I'm going to see the chapter 3 reading and quiz, so I know to expect that. And then I see the connect to my campus, excuse me, connect to my campus. Here we have a what would you do learning styles preferences, and then we have a reflection. So some of these are manually graded by you, but a lot of them are just going to be given the points based upon their participation in the assignment. Again, everything can be turned into practice if it says count towards grade, and everything can be edited. So if I click my edit tab on here, excuse me, say for instance that I don't want to use use the chapter reflections. I can hide it. It gets rid of it from my page and from the student's page. I can also edit. So if I click my edit tab on here, this is where I can add my dates available and due so that students are not able to get into something ahead of time. I also have options. So sometimes if there's an occasion where there might be multiple choice or more of a traditional on the quiz, I can give students multiple attempts, one attempt. There's lots of limitations that I can do with that. Likewise, we actually have a whole department that will help your instructors customize the course for them based upon their syllabus and their direction, so that they're not having to go in and insert the due dates and end dates. But when you actually put in due dates and available dates, students would see that as part of the description. And then as those populate, students could click over here into the calendar view, and they could see what's upcoming in any given week, and then what is also due. Excuse me. Okay, so again, calendar view, learning path view, they have the ability to edit right through this tab here if my edit's on. They can also, instructors can actually add activities, units, and folders as well that would contain something from their own Google Drive or OneDrive. We have different scenarios that might not be within here, different types of assessments or test banks. So some instructors will put a midterm right within this. And again, something that we can build on, or if this is something that would be considered for the class, we can talk more about. But I want to wrap it up. I don't want to take too long. I want you to go ahead and go in and explore for yourself and see how this works. There is a video library down here as well, which will has student perspectives, all kinds of cool stuff down here. On the right side, we have again what we call MindTap apps. So they have the portfolio, RSS feed. They can take notes. The study hub. They can manipulate the read speaker right here using this guy. And then flashcards. And then we have a full progress app, which shows you how much time students are spending in the program, gives instructors all kinds of analytics. And again, everything is completely integratable. into Canvas. So if you have any questions, let me know. I just wanted to show you what options we have, and I'd love to sit with you in person and go through everything and hopefully work from there. Okay, have a great afternoon. Thanks so much for your time.